everyone. Welcome to day 11 of our 28-day Start Your Day with Movement Challenge. Today you need a few props to help you out. So you're going to need a bench or a chair, and then you're going to need a broomstick or a hockey stick or something in that nature that doesn't have any weight to it. So feel free to hit pause on the video, go grab your stuff, yoga mat, bench or chair, hopefully an open space on a wall, and a broomstick or hockey stick. And then when you're ready to go, come back and join. So we're gonna head over to our bench to start. And we're gonna work on T-spine and shoulder. So we're gonna do our cat-cows that we often do in our hands and knee position, or we're gonna do it on the bench today. So you're gonna put your hands flat on the bench and shoulder width apart. You're gonna walk your knees back or your chair, and you're gonna cat-cow your spine. So you're gonna arch your spine, let your shoulders drop towards the floor, and then push down into the bench and round that back, looking for your belly button. Drop the shoulders, arching the back. Try to keep the chin tucked in. You don't want your head hanging down. And then push down into the bench and round your back. And drop. And round. Remember, we're never holding our breath in our movements. We'll drop the chest and round. This time you're going to drop your chest towards the floor, and you're just going to gently move from right to left. You should feel an extra stretch along the side of your body. You may feel more stretch down the armpits or down the arm. Never any pinching or pain. Just follow whatever range of motion you have available to you today. And then come back to neutral or the center, and then come back up and round. Look for that belly button, and come back down. This time, every time you exhale, you're gonna see if you can sink a little bit further into that stretch. So you can take a deep breath in, and out. Breathe in, and out. Last one, breathe in, and out. And slowly come back up. Now you're going to grab your broomstick. You're going to make sure that you're holding the stick with your palms facing you, and you're going to have your elbows in line with your shoulder and your wrist directly above your elbows. So we're trying to avoid either elbows turned out or elbows turned in with our hands nice and wide. So really trying to make 90-degree angles to start. Then you're going to put those elbows on the bench. And this time, you're going to try to hinge your hips back and drop the shoulders as far as you can without rounding or arching your back or letting those elbows slide out. So you're going to start with your shoulders above your elbows. You're just gently gripping the broomstick. You're going to hinge those hips back. See how far you can go without compensating. Imagine holding that egg underneath your chin, and then come back up. So you should feel this in your upper and mid back. You may even feel it in your shoulders a little bit. Remember, we're just going to a range that we can handle for today, and we're just gently moving in and out of it, exploring what our range is like today. And slowly come back up. And then this time we're going to come down into that position, and then see if we're able to bring our hands down towards our shoulder, and then back up. And you're just going to floss those hands forwards and backwards, and then seeing if you're able to get a little bit more into that overhead position, letting those shoulder blades rotate out towards the outsides of your body. No shoulder shrug. And come back up. This time you're going to flip your hands around. So you're going to go palms away from your face. So if you're missing some pronation, this is going to be pretty challenging for you. You may have to make your hands go a little bit wider, but then take note of that and work on your pronation and supination. So that's the ability of being able to go palms down and palms up without moving the rest of your arm. So it happens in your forearm. So palms facing away from you, elbows and hands in the same position, and then same thing, you're going to try to rock back. Some people find this position easier, some find it harder. Just work within whatever range you have available, making sure those elbows stay in line with the shoulders, working on our overhead mobility today. rocking forwards and backwards. Always making sure we're breathing in through our nose, out through our mouth. 2 more. 1 more. Then you're going to hold this bottom position, and then this time you're also going to try to bring the back of your hands down to your shoulders and back up. So if you often struggle with your front rack position in your squat, this is a good drill to get that going. Are you able to bring those hands all the way down to the shoulders without letting those elbows pop out? Should always be in line with the shoulders. 1 more. And back up. Excellent. You're going to keep your stick. We're going to work on a little bit more shoulder mobility. We're just using the stick as assistance today. So we're going to start in a kneeling position, so you get to warm up your knees and ankles at the same time. I'm just sitting on my heels. Make sure those heels are stuck together. And we're going to work on internal, external rotation using the stick. So you're going to go palms up to start. I'm going to go to the right, so I'm using my left hand to rotate my right out into external rotation as much as possible without letting that elbow leave the body. And then you're going to do the exact same thing in the other direction. I'm hitting my bench. So you're just going to go in and out into that internal and external rotation. So one of them is doing internal as the other one's doing external, and you're using the stick to see if you can help go a little bit further into that range of motion than what you could do without the stick. So we're using it as assistance today. Just a gentle in and out. Beautiful. 1 more. And then come back to neutral and then flip those hands around. And you're going to do the same thing but in a pronated position. So internal, external rotation. It's going to feel different with pronation. Might feel easier, might feel harder, or you'll feel exactly the same. All options above are okay. Just take note of it. Remember, you can always save these videos are saved on my Instagram page, so when the 28-day challenge is up, feel free to come back to these videos. They are here for you to continue to work on your movement and your mobility. And then once more to the left, and come back. We're going to try doing same thing, but at a 90-degree angle at our shoulder. So you're going to go 90 degrees with the elbows and shoulders with the stick up overhead. Then you're going to keep the elbows at the same height as your shoulder as you rotate down towards the floor, internal rotation, and then rotate back up. You should be able to clear your head into that external rotation. So that was 1. So my elbows are not dropping down, and I'm not rolling my shoulders forward to allow for range. I'm keeping my arm in my socket, rotating within my socket. So it's a ball and socket joint. Really work at going up and down. This shouldn't necessarily feel hard or painful, right? We're not doing this as a weighted exercise. We're just running our joints through full ranges of motion. If you're able to go further past your head, feel free to do so, but you shouldn't move your ribs. You're trying to just isolate your humerus rotating inside that shoulder joint. Let's do 1 more. So you're going to come down as far as you can. You do get limited by your stomach. And then back up. Excellent. You didn't let go of the stick. We're going to go to the wall and perform, move this over here, some internal, external rotation with an overhead reach. So you're going to sit up against the wall as much as you can. I'm going to have to move the camera a little bit. So your goal here is to have your back totally flat up against the wall. You can either sit cross-legged, sit in a butterfly, or have your knees bent if this is already challenging for you. So your goal here is to make sure your ribs, back ribs are up against the wall, and your low back is up against the wall. And then as we're going to be going up into our overhead position, your goal is to keep the chin tucked in. So you're going to rotate the back of your hands up towards the wall. Then, keeping everything on the wall, you're going to slide those hands up overhead, almost like you're drawing a snow angel. We did these lying down on the floor the other day, and back down, and then rotate the hands. Rotate externally, push up into that overhead position. Back of your head, the back of your ribs are still on the wall. You may have a little gap with your low back, that's okay. It's just a normal curvature. And you're just flowing through overhead, down, and rotate. Let's do 3 more. Overhead, back down, and rotate. 2 more. Remember, we're taking nice, big, deep breaths. And we're not forcing a range of motion that isn't there. Beautiful. Let's do 1 more. Make sure those ribs are still on the back on the wall. Back of your head's on the wall. You're holding that egg underneath your chin. Back down and down. Excellent. We're going to stay with our T-spine rotation theme and our wall. And we're going to go into a half kneel position. So you're going to go inside knee up against the wall, inside hip up against the wall, and then you're going to take your hands in front of you. So we often do this windmill drill lying down. I'm trying to introduce it to you guys in different positions. So your hands are out in front. You're going to take your inner hand. So my left leg and my left hand are closest to the wall. And you're going to try to draw that circle on your wall, trying to maintain a stable and still lower body. So we're really trying to isolate T-spine rotation, get some arm movement going at the same time, and draw your wall. If you're worried about dirtying your walls, put a towel underneath your hand. And come back around. Let's do 2 more and then we'll switch sides. So nice, slow, controlled movement. And last one here, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. And come back around. I'm gonna have to go back towards you for the next part of the video. So we're gonna turn around. You're gonna do the same thing on your right. So my right leg is up against the wall, and I'm gonna be rotating my right hand. So do a little bit of a pelvic tilt, get a quad stretch in at the same time. Take your right hand, rotate up against the wall, reach as far back as you can, and then come up and around. So that's 1. We're gonna do 5 more. Big, nice, slow rotations. And back, that's 2. 3, you can use your hand at the end to help push you around a little bit further. So I'm pushing my right hand to see if it assists me in rotating a little bit further. 2 more here. Remember, lower body's not moving. We're just trying to isolate upper body movement. 1 more. And come back. Excellent. You're gonna bring your chair back over. We're gonna do our quad stretch, but on the chair, also known as the couch stretch. So we're gonna go back foot up on the floor, back foot up on the bench, knee on the floor. And the trick here is to really work on maintaining that pelvic tilt. So if you're able to arch and bring your foot back up, less ideal. Your goal here is to really try to open up the front of that hip. So you're gonna squeeze your bum as hard as you can. Think about pulling your belt buckle up to your nose, and then you're gonna start to lean back as far up as you can, but maintaining that nice straight line from shoulder, hip, down to knee. We're trying to avoid dumping our bellies forward, trying to really keep everything in a nice straight line to get the most optimal quad and hip flexor stretch. And then in this position, we're gonna do a little bit of some activation with release. So also known as muscle energy. So you're gonna be pushing your foot down into the bench as hard as you can, trying to kick your leg straight for 4 seconds. We're gonna gently release, see if we can go a little bit deeper into our stretch. We're gonna do that 3 times, then we'll switch. So we're gonna push, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your leg, and then try to go a little bit deeper into that stretch, trying to straighten yourself out more, and push, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. If you find your bench is sliding, just push it up against the wall. 2 more, push, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. See if you can go a little bit deeper in that stretch, and push, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. deeper into that stretch. Take a nice big deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Try to let your body know that it's okay to be in this new range of motion. There's no threat here. Take a deep breath in and out and relax. Switch sides. So you're gonna put your other foot up on the bench, switch legs. We're just gonna find our range of motion to start. So remember, tuck your tailbone under, trying to pull the tailbone down to the floor, squeeze your bum. Find a range that is a nice comfortable stretch without it being too painful. If it's too painful and you're like cringing your face too far. And then when everybody is nice and settled, we're gonna be pushing down into the bench, releasing and finding our new range, 4 per side. Well, we already did the other side, so 4 on this side. And push, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Try to make yourself a little bit taller, thinking about opening up that hip joint. And push, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Go a little bit deeper into your stretch. And push, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. A little bit deeper into your stretch. And last one, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And a little bit deeper into the stretch. So now we're gonna take some nice big deep breaths. Try to teach your brain that it's okay to be in this new range of motion. No threats. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathe in and out. Remember, you're trying to breathe in through your back. Breathe in and out. Excellent. You're going to slowly come out of that stretch. And then you can toss your bench off to the side. We don't need it for the next little bit. We're going to do our pike sit. Stretch out the back of our legs. So you're going to be rolling down into your pike position. And then we're going to hold it this time instead of flossing in and out of it. And we're going to try to really focus breathing into our posterior or our back side. So if you can, flex your feet. If that's really too much for you today, just leave them fully relaxed. And then you're going to think about rolling one vertebra at a time. Roll down as far as you can. Then we're going to hold this pike position and we're going to take deep breaths. We're going to do 3 before we unroll. So down into that position, keep the chin tucked in, breathe in through the nose, and out. Remember, it might feel a little bit harder to take nice big deep breaths in this position because we're really forcing the air to open up that back. Try to get your ribs to expand as much as you can as you inhale and exhale. Last one, breathe in and out. And slowly unroll. Whew, beautiful. Taking a couple regular breaths here. It might feel different because you're probably exchanging air a little bit differently, so pulling oxygen in and pushing out CO2. And if you are expanding your ribs more in a different position, then sometimes that feels like it's harder to breathe. So that's normal. If you're a little bit out of breath right now, the better you become and more efficient you become at breathing, the easier this gets. So let's do one more together. So you're gonna roll your chin in, round, slide down into your pike position, breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. One more, in through the nose, 2, 3, 4, out, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and unroll. Take a few regular breaths. We're going to do one more of our pike position breathing. If you have been keeping your feet super relaxed, try to bring them a little bit more flexed this time, or if your knees are still kind of bent as you're doing this drill, see if you're able to straighten them out a little bit more. Your goal here is to improve your mobility as we're doing it, right? So it doesn't have to always take a bunch of practicing. Sometimes you see change right in the moment, so that's fantastic. Ready? Last one. Tuck the chin in, roll one vertebra at a time, roll down, full pike position. Take a nice big deep breath in, really work at expanding those ribs, and out like you're blowing up a balloon.
Breathe in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come back up.
And take some regular breaths. Beautiful. And there we have it. Another 20-minute movement flow. A little bit of a different things for you today. Hopefully I was able to show you some new movements, some new drills. Feel free to use these before your workouts, lunchtime, at the end of your day. You don't always have to do the full 20 minutes. If you like a drill from one of these videos, use it, practice it. And if you have any special requests, feel free to DM me. I'll throw it into our routines. Make sure you join me tomorrow for another 20 minutes of